What up, the people? Chip Nuts 83 back with you another YouTube live. Yeah. Thank you for joining this live stream. You're the real MVP. Hold on for a second, guys. My check, 1 2 1 2. My check, my check, my check. There we go. Okay. This week will see me good. There we go. And one more thing. Welcome to behind the scenes. Let me cut this off so you won't hear the background noise. All right. And we go. Thank you for joining me on this live stream. Welcome everybody. This is People Chat Nuts 83. Back with you with another YouTube live. Thank you for joining me on this live stream. You are the real MVP. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Don't forget to hit the like button on the live stream. Don't forget to leave a comment. And also don't forget to subscribe for more future live streams and videos like this, and also share this video with your friends and family so they too would know that the People Champ 1983 goes live on a daily basis between 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 1 o'clock West Coast, 4 p.m. East Coast, 1 o'clock West Coast. And I must have went on a new live by mistake because I have already set up a live, but it was like supposed to be sideways, but it no, it was like this way. See, I must have started a new live by mistake. But we're here already. What's up, Latif? Thank you for joining us on this live stream. You're the real MVP. Thank you for joining us on this live stream. Um, Hope you're doing well physically, mentally, and emotionally on this day and slept like a king last night. And also stay hydrated during the hot summer days like this. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the middle of the heat wave. And we're going to be in the heat wave all the way towards the end of the week. So let's say that we're going to continue this heat wave throughout the entire week. Not just last week, but this week moving forward. So make sure you'll stay hydrated during this hot summer days. And make sure you stay cool. And make sure you stay in the shade when you're out and about. And y'all already know what I got. Get myself nice and cool. I know, right? Like with Dr. Walker. Look, cause I already put it on landscape mode, but I guess I started a new live. But my homie came big day. He made a VHS tape for me so I can try out at 420. That's what's up, bro. Hope you enjoy that. Cause we're about 10 minutes away for 420. So hope y'all getting ready right now. As you can see, we are here on a what day is it? Are we here on the Wednesday, June 26th. It's 4:10. So that means that we are 10 minutes away for 420. So make sure you get your joints, your blunts, your bones ready, your bone whippers. Make sure you have everything packed and ready to go. Make sure you got your bowls. Make sure you got your bowls packed. Make sure you got your bones packed. Make sure you got your devices charged up, like your puff codes, like your pens, like your gravity bones. Make sure you got everything ready because at 420 we about to get it in, which is about 10 minutes away. So make sure y'all get it ready right now. Y'all see the bowl. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if what I'm going to show you guys is that one of my videos on one of my live TikTok piano performance that I did on TikTok has now reached.
But that was the bloodline.
Here we go. One of my thanks, Latif. No, right pause. Oh, so you charged up right now? Okay, that's what's up. What's What's up, Detroit? Thank you for joining me on this live stream. You're the real MVP. Hope you're doing well physically, mentally, and emotionally on this day and slept like a king last night. And don't forget to hit the like button on the live stream. If you can, it's $3.99. I would appreciate that. Don't forget to hit the like button. And here is, check this out. One of my piano performers has reached over 10K views. 10K views. $10K views. Thank you for hitting me. Thank you for hitting the like button. You are the real MVP. But look, one of my live piano performances I did on John Legend, All of Me, acapella piano edition. It's just now reached over 10K views with 1,400 likes and 24 shares. I mean, saved. Check it out. Yeah, most like that's more like it. $10K views. Let me check. Wait. I give you more. There we go. Here we go. Here's the stacks. Look. 10K views. 10K views. 1,400 likes. 2 shares. 24 saved. See? Gain 2 followers. Does song help me gain 2 followers? Check out the viewers. New viewers, 98%. Non-viewers, 100%. Then it says gender. 27% males and 15% females. Total of, look at that. Published June 6, 2024, 10 p.m. So yeah, so we got a reason to celebrate, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why 420 is going to be that much special, because we are going to celebrate that one of my live piano performance has reached over 10K views. Officially just reached over 10K views. So if you didn't check it out, then go over to my TikTok page, The People Chat 1983, and check out the live performance, the full live performance of me doing the piano performance on All of Me featuring John Legend. That's why I always says to practice makes perfect. That's why I always put hashtags practice makes perfect, because the more you practice, the more you sound like a pro. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, nobody taught me how to play the piano. I pretty much taught myself and just watched a few tutorials and figure out what keys goes and see what keys goes to what, and figured out the sounds so I could practice playing the piano based on the sound. And what you call it? Hope you guys are ready, because we got 2 minutes away for 420. 2 minutes away. So hope everybody got your joints, your blunts, your bones ready, your blunts. Hope everybody got your drinks ready to stay hydrated during the sesh. Hope everybody got your edibles ready, or have everybody got your gummies ready, or your whatever it is that you got. Hope you got it ready, because we are about 2 minutes away for 420. Get my pen ready. I got the. What do I got? Oh, there we go. Got myself the sour diesel today. Got the sour diesel out today. Shout out to the sour diesel. And let's see what time it is. Yep, it is 4:20, guys. It's 4:20. 4:20, guys. Hope you're ready. Cheers. Happy 4:20. Cheers, my friend. Mm. Stay hydrated, my friend. Stay hydrated. Oh, yeah. Mm. And oh yeah. And by the way, if you if you just if you didn't notice that if you didn't catch that, by the way, I'm gonna start over. Oh yeah, if you didn't peep that, I have reached over 2,300 followers. I have now reached over 2,300 followers, aka 305. Shout out to Lucy if he's around. Lucy 305 in the building. Your boy got yourself 200 and 305. So I now officially got 2,300 over 2,300 followers. And like I said, guys, as soon as I reach over 2,300 followers, that was going to drop the song called 23 featuring Miley Cyrus and Wiz Khalifa and Juicy J. Check it out. Now that's got over 3,000 views. Song called 23 Freestyle. Thanking everybody for helping me reach over 2,300 followers. There you go. So if you want to check that song out, go to my TikTok page, to People Chip 1983, and check out my full song called 23 Freestyle, featuring myself, Miley Cyrus, and Wiz Khalifa, and featuring Juicy J. My version of 23. So if you want to check it out, go. I really appreciate that. And this is how I find myself teaching myself how to play. Well, not one of the reasons how I teach myself how to play a piano is by watching tutorials like this.
One of the easiest and most beautiful melodies ever made. We're gonna do this pattern starting from A.
Oh, well, I'll be watching tutorials and they copy them. So you see how did I show you the steps?
Now left hand consists of only 3 notes. We're gonna start from F.
They show you how to do it with the other hand.
That's it. Follow for more.
See, look, dig exactly how they do it. See how they, so I do exactly how they do it. That's how I for myself teach myself how to play a piano. It's by watching piano tutorials, and then for myself, and then that's myself. That then for myself practicing exactly how it was done in that video, and boom, that's how you know how to play a piano. Is doing by pretty much following directions, pretty much like how you would make food. If you want to know, if you want to know how to make a specific recipe, you either watch the video and you look how they do it, and then you follow exactly how they do it in the video. Well, that's how I do it. That's how I play a piano. Pretty much follow how it is in the video. How they show him, how they show us step by step. This one is Kunstlerstelle Piano Edition. Matter of fact, let's put up the piano right now and see if I can do it live for you guys. So, stick around. Here we go. Sometimes the bit so low. There we go. Now we can hear it. Start all over again. There we go. That's what I'm trying to do. And that's how you play the piano. By following a tutorial and do exactly how they do in the video. But hope everybody doing well physically, mentally, and emotionally this day, and slept like kids last night. And if anybody hasn't told you yet, you are smart, beautiful, kind, and wise, and you're the most important thing on this earth. And don't let anybody tell you any different because you have lots to offer to the world. That means you, Latif. That means you, Detroit. That means you, everybody in the chat. You, and you. Don't let anybody tell you any different because you are special in your own way. We are special in your own way. We are God's children, and we are special in our own way. That would make us special and unique. And just cheers to life, gang. Thank you for being here. You didn't have to be here, but you are here. And because you are here, I thank you guys for being here. Your likes, comments, views, and your shares is not going for granted. You are. It's definitely not going for granted. Definitely appreciate that. And for that, I'll give you guys a blinker. Goes out to each and every one of you. Cheers. Oh, my bad, my bad. Tell me this, Natif. Tell me this, Detroit. Tell me if it's true or not. But how come it's so easy for a woman to leave a man if he lose his job, or if he not making enough money, or he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing? But yet it's so hard for them to leave a man that is abusive. Like, she would stick it out all the way to the end, even though he will constantly beat the crap out of her. She will stay. But yet a guy that does none of that, only thing is that either he lost his job, or he fell short in, like, the job department or finances department. But yet she's so quick to leave him because of that. But yet when it comes to a man being abusive, it's so hard for them to leave. Yeah, it's that's why that hard for them to leave that a situation like that. Let me know if it's true or not, Latif. And Detroit. Cause just said Lil Kim got her nose broken multiple times by the same guy. He said the good girls love bad boys, no Diddy. I know, right? Exactly. Look what Young Miami. Look happened to Young Miami. Young Miami had to deal with all this abusive from Diddy, all because he was, like you said, a bad boy. And she got multiple chances to leave him, but she chose to stay. But yeah, let good man lose his let a good man lose his job, or lose his finances, and she'll be like quick to leave, or quick to divorce him. But a man like that give like 1,000. But a man like that give like 1,001 chances. And even with Ike and Tina Turner, y'all remember like Ike and Tina Turner, what's love got to do with it? How many times Tina has been giving Ike Turner chance after chance after chance, even though Ike was stay with beating the crap out of her, she was still giving him chance after chance after chance. Talk about some. He had a bad day. He had a bad day. Don't worry, guys. He had a bad day. It's all good, guys. But yeah, let a man lose his job. He'll be like, I ain't supporting no bum. I ain't supporting no bum. I could do better all by myself. But yeah, when it comes to abuser, she stick it out all the way towards the end. Even as it means reconstructive surgery. That's sad. That's really sad. I know, right, Latif? That's it's sad, but it's facts. Cause like, look how many domestic violence has been going on here in the United States based off women staying instead of just leaving. She started to just stay and stick it out. Next thing you know, she either in the hospital, either on critical condition, either disfigured, left disfigured, or dead. It's a good girls think they're good enough to change a bad boy into a good boy. Instead of just already getting with a good boy. Right, Latif? Instead of just already getting with a good boy, he would have get with a. We wanted to change a bad boy to good. But you know what I said about the good girl? Know what I said about the good girls? Once a good girl's gone bad, she's gone forever. The same could be said, but the same could be said for dudes. Once the good dude turn bad, he's gone forever. But they want to change it back to good. And 9 times out of 10, they don't always end up well.
My self-care secret is that I never use
And the fact
perfume. Okay.
that people still listen to not listen to the big, and the fact that Big and Smalls end up being no different, and I was like, because everybody knows that Big and Smalls didn't treat Little Kim like no angel. And these are the people that everybody idolize. These are the people everybody worship. These are the same people that listen to that music over and over and over again. But yet, this is what they do to women. Look at what Chris Brown. Look at what Chris Brown. Everybody loved Chris Brown. But look what he had done to, like, not just one, because everybody wants to focus on just Rihanna. Not just one woman, but two women. Remember Karrueche. Remember Karrueche? Because the only way that we know that he was doing those things to Karrueche is when Soulja Boy was bragging about it, doing the beef. Remember, Soulja Boy had a beef with Chris Brown over Karrueche because he liked one of Karrueche's pictures. So then he brought up saying that he kick her in the stomach and threw her down the stairs. And yet you wanna fight me. You say you wanna fight me, but yet you kick Karrueche in the stomach and throw her down the stairs. But yeah, but you wanna fight me for liking her pictures. Okay. Look who joined the party. It's how'd you get in my room? The door would be shut and the cat would just force itself in my room. Like boom! Look. See, the cat would immediately just jump into my lap every time the cat wants me to pet him. The cat would automatically just jump in my lap. See, look. See, look. They made the cat want me to pet him. I'll be just sitting there, just minding my own business, and then the cat just jump on my lap. Wow. You alright, cat? You stay hydrated through the hot summer days? Yeah, cat. The cat ain't done yet. Look. Cat would literally step all over my neck. Tell me why I was sleeping in the middle of the night and I found my cat just, find this cat just standing on my neck. This cat right here was standing on my neck. In the middle of the night, I was just sleeping. My cat, what are you doing? Look. You see the cat? You alright? Oh, I want you to knock down the pen. See the cat is stepping all over me? Now the cat coming back. Okay, I got you not done yet. See, look, cat literally forced me to pet him. See? Look. See, look. That's a nice cat. You right? Look. Mm. Good here. You done yet, cat? Shout out to the cat. I know, right? Definitely can't see stuff that we can't in the dark. Normally the cat be asleep, but I be asleep. So look at the cat that be watching me while I sleep. But I be asleep, the cat be asleep too. This one time the cat literally falling asleep with my arm. But oh yeah, by the way, guys, I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. It is no longer to be safe to be outside because guess what happened in my area? Another mass shooting. Hold on. Hold on a second. There we go. There's a mass shooting that happened in my area, Philadelphia. Police share the traffic stops. A police share an update and traffic stop shooting a Philly police officer. Look at this.
Series of updates. I had the honor and the pleasure of meeting our officer's family yesterday as I spent a few hours at Temple Hospital, and what an amazing, strong family he has. And so I continue to ask that you and the community and others.
It said officer got shot during a traffic stop.
Stand by his side, supporting
It's my
him
area,
throughout
Philadelphia.
this process.
Hometown.
And most importantly, I want to thank the community. I can't tell you how many text messages, calls from both here locally in the region and nationally, lending their prayers and support.
Philly police
to our
officer.
officers. That means a lot to us in law
Traffic
enforcement.
stop shooting.
And I know across my colleagues and many of those who have received those calls, I am so appreciative for that. And I also am very thankful. I know I have the inspector and the captain of the East Division here, Inspector Luca and Captain Weaver.
Oh God, hold
have
on,
been
man.
At the side, Captain has been there all day. I don't think
Turn
he's
the
been
application on
home.
off.
It's been the first time he broke away
On
from
pause.
the hospital. They have been on there that night. I could not be more proud of the men and women. Despite the tragic events, they continue to work doggedly to go after the individual who shot our officer. Through that support of the officers, our homicide detectives, our
See?
shooting investigative group, but more importantly, I have partners here today from ATF and ATF and FBI who are on the ground with us supporting through this process. It is through that collective effort, working through this process and as we move into the charging phase with the DA's office, that we're able to bring this individual to justice. And so what I'll do now, I will pass over to Commissioner Venor. He will give you an overview of the investigation timeline, where we are in this process, and then we'll give it over to the district attorney's office, who will talk through the charging and the steps moving forward.
You got shot to a target
Thank
shot
you,
student.
Commissioner. Good morning. So I'm going to give you a little more detail than we were able to give you on Saturday evening into what occurred. As I tell you, we're still investigating and the district attorney's in the process of prosecuting, so some questions may not be able to be answered at this point. Approximately 7:18 p.m. on Saturday evening, two 25th District officers
7:30.
Conducted a
That's
vehicle
Saturday.
investigation in the 3500 block of F Street. That stop involved a 2003 dark blue Toyota Echo. During the course of that stop, it became knowledgeable to the officers that this was going to be a live stop. So,
Wow.
meaning that we were going to call for a tow truck and confiscate the vehicle. The reason for that was that our operator, and we now know who that was, is our offender, Ramon Rodriguez, 36-year-old, did not have a license. The
No
vehicle
license.
was not registered, and it didn't have any other paperwork with it. So as part of that, they called for a parking authority tow truck to be dispatched to the scene. Now, what we do know now is that tow truck must have been very close because it was in there within minutes. Simultaneously to all that happening, our operator of the vehicle, our offender, makes a phone call. We now know that he calls some individuals, tells them that he stopped and he's about to lose the vehicle. And two females, two 33-year-old females and a 37-year-old male do come to the scene in a separate car. They park and they walk to where the stop's occurring. So
Tell you guys, every time you turn around, it's like we're living in a thriller movie. There's always something happening. Somebody getting shot, stabbed, somebody getting kidnapped, somebody getting a car jacked.
Now, we have a lot of video that we've examined for this.
All under the
investigation,
leadership
a lot
of
felonies
Joe
based on video.
Crooked Biden.
The stop occurred from 7:18 and it went on for about 30 minutes or so. They're speaking Spanish during most of the stop, back and forth with the officers. But at some point, the officers told the offender that they were going to inventory the car. Once they inventoried a section, they could remove any items they wished to remove. So the three individuals and the offender, and once they looked at the trunk, they were taking items from the trunk. The officers were checking other areas, inventorying it, writing it on their tow slip to turn it over to the tow truck operator. At some point during that inventory, one of the offenders sees on the floorboard of the car what appeared to be a holster. He picks up the holster, he
What?
looks at the holster, he shows his partner the holster, and then they call for the offender to say, we got to talk to you. And they're walking over to him. At that point, he's carrying some items that he'd taken from the car, places them down on the ground, and he flees on foot. They immediately go in pursuit and attempt to stop him. While he's in the middle of the street without any provocation, he turns. And he
See,
fires
this
3
happened on
shots
the
towards
weekend.
officers.
On the weekend, y'all.
We know now that his partner fired at least one time during the incident. At that point, in the video, you see the partner turns and sees that his partner is down. He immediately begins to render aid and attempts to put him in the car to get him to the hospital. Something else we do know now is our tow truck driver was really integral in helping get him into the car and get him to the hospital so fast. And then he stayed on the scene, guarding that scene pretty much for us until other officers arrived. Looking after that, the video evidence that we recovered, you see that the offender then flees on foot. You see him running. You see him at certain points, he has the gun out in his hand while he's running. He goes to a garage we now know is on G Street. At some point while he's in front of that garage, he takes the white shirt that you may have.
I know it's late, and you all have family.
I bet.
Because of your condition can help make for a stronger case.
Yeah, all that
If
happened
you're
on
considering
Saturday.
applying for disability benefits,
At Temple Hospital with those families, and I've been in direct conversation with throughout the weekend as we get a series of updates. I had the honor and the pleasure of meeting our officer's family yesterday as I spent a few hours at Temple Hospital. And what an
Now at 4 o'clock, a Philadelphia police
we
officer
go.
remains in critical
There you go,
condition
Morgan.
today after being shot during a traffic stop Saturday night. Today we learned new details
See, look,
about what
get more
led to that
details,
shooting
guys.
in Kensington and the extreme measures the suspect took to hide from law enforcement. It is Monday afternoon. I'm Brian Taft.
And I'm Sarah Bloomquist. The big story on Action News is the new information on that Philadelphia police officer shot in the line
Everything
of
we know
duty.
after the Philadelphia
Authorities have
police
not released the name
officer
of the
shot during a
31-year-old
traffic stop.
officer, but we did learn some new information today, new details about the shooting.
Action News reporter Annie McCormick joining us now live at police headquarters with all the latest. Annie, Commissioner Kevin Bethel describing this shooting as horrific and senseless.
Yes, senseless, he's saying, because he called it a normal traffic stop, saying that it didn't have to rise to this level. And at this hour, Brian, police are still asking the public for prayers for their officer.
36-year-old Ramon Rodriguez Vasquez facing a list of charges, including the attempted murder of a law enforcement officer. This is his arrest Saturday night after police say he shot a 25th district officer, then barricaded himself inside someone else's home. The 31-year-old injured officer, a 6.5-year veteran of the force, was rushed to the hospital. Today, police say he remains in the ICU.
He's in a battle, but we
Damn, he on life
asked, they
support.
asked us not to share any additional information.
Got the officers that got shot
but to
on life
continue to
support.
ask the community for their prayers.
Police say two 25th district officers were conducting a traffic stop on the 3500 block of F Street in Kensington just before 7:30 Saturday evening. Officials say after he was pulled over, Vasquez, who had no license and was driving an unregistered vehicle, made a phone call and 3 people showed up to the scene. Police called a tow truck and let the people remove their belongings. It was then officers saw a holster and confronted Vasquez.
And he flees on foot. They immediately go in pursuit and attempt to stop him. While he's in the middle of the street without any provocation, he turns and he fires 3 shots towards the officers.
Police say the suspect tried to carjack a minivan, then entered 2 homes. He was successful the second time.
He
At the 2
forces
homes.
that individual into his home and holds him at gunpoint.
That hostage was
Damn.
released. SWAT then surrounded the home and took the suspect into custody. A neighbor translated for the hostage who did not want to be identified.
They say if you try anything, I'm gonna pistol whip you, and I'm gonna continue hurting you if you don't cooperate.
Damn.
Now, police also said today that they're hoping to talk to the driver of that minivan that they do believe that the suspect may have attempted to carjack, as this is
Listen,
still
I'm gonna send
an
you pistol whip
ongoing
you until you
investigation.
cooperate.
Additionally, they say that those 3 people that did arrive after Vasquez placed that phone call that arrived to the scene have not been charged. And the district attorney's office said that they requested $25 million in bail. A judge agreed to hold the suspect at $12.5 million bail. We're now reporting live outside of Philadelphia Police Headquarters. Annie McCormick, Channel 6, Action News. Brian.
Okay, a lot more to come on this, Annie. Thank you.
Once again, thanks to the lawlessness that's being endorsed by your corrupt president of the United States, Joe Biden. It's the reason why all this is happening. It's the reason why your officers have found themselves dying in the streets, as well as the law-abiding citizens, all because Joe Biden wants to leave the borders open, therefore let all the criminals that have endless sheets of criminal records enter the border, and now this is what we got. We got nothing but thriller movies, endless amount of thriller movies in real life, proven by the news. Every time you turn around, an officer found himself losing their lives because of the lawlessness that is endured by Joe Biden.
What it?
Every time I turn around, somebody, either a mayor or a female newscaster, for herself crying her eyes out because of them witnessing somebody dying in front of them.
All right, good evening, everyone. I will be brief. Today, shortly before 8 o'clock, we had two officers do a car stop in the 3500 block of F Street. During that car stop, occupied by 4 individuals, the officers moved to a live stop with that vehicle. During that live stop process, the officers were inventorying the car, saw our holster, and the male started to flee. As that male fled from the location, he fired 3 times at the officer. That officer was struck critically in his neck, and he is now up in the surgical ICU. His partner, returned fire. Through the efforts of the men and women out there in the field, our investigators, our homicide team, we have all those individuals in the car, as well as a person of interest who was involved in the shooting at our homicide, going through our investigation now. I often come here with a lot of anger about what my men and women must endure. Today I come with a different request. Today I sat in the auditorium with about 75 to 100 men from the East Division, and we held hands as Commissioner Stanford brought us together, and we prayed for our officer. And so today I asked the people across the city of Philadelphia to pray for our officer and pray for the men and women who are here today, who are out in the field, knowing that they're going to give their lives for this job. At this point, I'll turn it over to the mayor for some comments.
Look at this.
Thank you, Commissioner. Philadelphia, as your mayor, it is not lost on me that on today, a husband, a father, and a son met his partner and went to work to do a job that he's been doing for about 6.5 years. He didn't expect that he would be in a fight for his life. Right now, I want you to know that your mayor is a praying mayor, and I believe in the power of prayer. And I echo the sentiments of our commissioner that we need to pray for this Philadelphian serving, protecting the people of our city,
under the leadership of Joe Biden,
doing a noble job.
This is what we got to deal with every day.
Circumstances. His partner, I want us to pray for him as well, because he was an act of courage by making sure that our noble law enforcement officer made it here, so that the men and women right now, the best medical professionals available here at Temple University, are doing the best they can to provide the best medical services possible. So Philadelphia, I believe in the power of prayer. I ask that you join us, and that's the most that we can do right now, in hopes that the family gets a certain peace that passes all understanding to meet this moment. And to the men and women who are putting their lives on the line to protect and serve us, who are still out there right now doing this job, we see you. We appreciate your service. Thank you.
We'll open it up for a few questions.
See? All because of the lawlessness that's being endured by Joe Biden. And this is not even the first time we saw somebody. This is not the first time we saw a woman crying on television over over the passing of an officer. And it wasn't even that long. It wasn't even that long. Remember, an officer had died in the Call of Duty due to a sex predator. An officer died by the hands of a predator. And this woman broadcaster cried her eyes out because she knows what it's like to lose somebody under the hands of a criminal.
No, go ahead and bring in Nicole Parker. She's former FBI special agent. Nicole knows well the pain of losing a colleague in the line of duty. Wondering what your thoughts are this afternoon.
Well, first of all, I can tell you that my heart is pounding on my chest because it does take me back to that day. Every law enforcement officer's worst nightmare is to receive notification that your brother or sister has been killed in the line of duty. I experienced that firsthand. Working in the FBI Miami division, we had 2 FBI agents that were shot and killed in the line of duty February 2nd of 2021 when they're executing a search warrant against a child predator. It's real. Sorry.
No, Nicole, take all the time you want. We appreciate you having the courage to talk to us this afternoon.
Well,
if you take all the time you
need.
What
I feel strongly, and I hope people understand, is that these officers, we hear about the politics behind it. These are human beings. They have families. This beautiful wife is now alone with her 1-year-old son. Officer Diller's 1-year-old son will never know his father on this earth, and that is absolutely devastating. And we say, let's not involve politics. There's no way to speak about this without involving politics. The person that took his life had been arrested 21 times. What is it going to take? I myself had been to 4 line of duty death funerals in less than a year in the Southern District of Florida, in the Florida area. It is real. When you feel that you're a police officer and that the criminals have more rights than you do, that's a problem. And that is how we feel. I worked violent crime for the FBI, and I worked with local law enforcement, and your last guest talked about how there's no more proactive policing. Do you know why that is? Because if you're a police officer and you're being proactive, you could potentially go to jail. If you're in a shooting, and we call them clean shoots, when deadly force is justified, for instance, and you're in a situation and you have to protect yourself or those around you, starting around the summer 2020, we knew that we could potentially go to jail, even if it was a clean shoot. And that is not a good way to have to live. We felt that we had no rights, and that I can tell you, just my personal experience, my opinion, I worked under multiple administrations. My friend was killed 2 days after this current administration took over.
You heard that, right? We have no rights under the leadership of Joe Biden.
Special Agent Laura Schwarzenberger's or Special Agent Daniel Alvin's funeral.
We have no rights.
He was not there. And we did not feel that he supported our law enforcement officers. I don't know why, but to see that he is currently at a fundraiser and is going to potentially raise $25 million is insulting. Officer Diller's life is worth more than $25 million, but I can also tell you that there are officers, and I understand and agree, when you don't feel supported, it's actually better that you don't show up to the funeral, because it is insulting. And it's insulting. We know who backs the blue. We can turn it into saying Republicans don't, they're the ones that don't support law enforcement. I'm not here to make a, Republican versus Democrat. This is not what this is about. But we know who supports law enforcement, and it is insulting to say anything other than that. These are human lives. There's nothing worse than getting word that your colleague was killed by the hand of evil, and this must stop.
Especially, I'm sure, Nicole, if you feel like the situation is preventable. That's got to be the most painful part, knowing that this man that we see on screen now with his little boy could be here raising that little boy, standing alongside his wife. The guy who was out, that's the suspect who allegedly is, the guy who's now charged with his murder. You mentioned this, 21 arrests, 9 of
21
them
arrests.
for felonies. He recently got out of jail. He was released on parole. That was, I think, on drug charges. Prior to that, he had assault charges. This is a bad dude. The person
they
with
got
him
an endless
had at
amount of-
least 14
endless amount
arrests
of
and spent a
criminal records on
decade
them.
in jail for attempted murder. I mean, these are guys out on the streets. Now, what leadership in New York will tell us is it's a recidivism issue. It's not like there are tons of criminals out there. It's the same group of guys or women, bad guys, doing the same things over and over again. If that is the case, why not at least come up with some kind of framework or structure or legislation that would go after the recidivism problem so that people like this are not so easily back on the streets?
Correct, and that's a great question. It's a rhetorical question, but frankly, I want to know the answer because these are repeat offenders, and they're wreaking havoc
Repeat
on our
offenders.
country. They're wreaking havoc on our law enforcement, and we need strong prosecutors. We need strong DAs. We need strong law enforcement. We need strong judges. When you're issuing a sentence, it needs to be fair. I believe in fairness, but I also believe in justice. And there needs to be law and order in this country. I love New York. I love NYPD. I was there the morning of September 11th. These are heroes. Officer Diller is a hero. Officers that serve for our country nationwide, they are not making huge sums of money. They're going out there and putting their lives on the line for complete and total strangers. But what I can tell you is the most powerful thing I think I've ever seen in my life, as tragic as it is the uniting of brothers and sisters in law enforcement at a funeral. It is powerful. There is pomp and circumstance, and there are everyone is shedding tears. It is powerful, and that is what I support. I back the blue. I will continue to say it over and over. Our military and our law enforcement are the heroes in this country, and they deserve our deepest respect.
Amen. Nicole, no one could have said that better.
And what that means by us all coming together is that we all could agree that Joe Biden sucks as your president of the United States. Now everybody is starting to realize how corrupt and how corrupt Joe Biden is and what his plans really truly is. That he is against the American people and is that is the reason why he'd rather help the migrants and bring criminals into this country than to help make this country better by strengthening the economy. But instead, he wants to mess up the economy by making everything unaffordable. Let me show you a footage of when I'll show you a footage of when they was on this TV show. Hold on. I'm gonna show you this.
From midnight tweets to drinking bleach to tear gassing.
Somebody wearing the F Joe Biden flag.
Behind me, it's found at a home in Butler County. To some, it's
F Joe
obscene.
Biden.
But as Brett Underwood shows us now, obscene or not, it's perfectly legal.
In Fairfield, Ohio, one man's flag hanging from his front porch is causing concerns for parents of young children in the neighborhood. Outside the home, 5 flags hang, but one is creating a stir on social media.
The F Joe
It's the
Biden.
flag on the left referencing President Joe Biden using a profanity that starts with the letter F. We did knock on the door, but the homeowner refused to answer. Neighbors say the flag has been up for about a month. The burning question is whether the homeowner can display that word for all to see. Attorney Fanon Rucker says the answer is yes.
We may be personally offended as a neighbor. I wouldn't want to live next door to that. But for somebody to say what they want to say or to express their feelings in such a way, it's not offensive of the Constitution.
He's all smiling because he knows it's true.
In a
He knows that's
residential
exactly how he
area or a
felt.
school bus stop just a few houses down.
Look at this guy. Look at the smile on his face when he said, I don't see nothing wrong with him expressing his feelings. He said it with a smile on his face. It's like he agreed with him. Yeah. I agree. I agree with this message. So I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing wrong with it. F Joe Biden.
Some parents have complained, but NKU law professor Ken Katkin says the court says it's the parent's job to shield a child from something like this.
The courts generally have ruled that the rights of parents to maintain a clean environment for their kids really ends when you leave the house, right? So that's why radio and television are treated differently, because they come into the house.
The city of Fairfield says it can't do anything because neither the flag nor what it says are illegal.
If those words are being used in their sexual context, it's possible that they could cross the line into obscenity, which is not always constitutionally protected.
In Fairfield, Brad Underwood, Local 12 News.
He got a flag that said F Joe Biden. This is him reacting to people saying F Joe Biden. This is Joe Biden reacting to the people saying F Joe Biden.
And I've got a small piece of one of the beads they have. Maybe last time, or not last time, but how many times ago. What are the people who died? What would they be thinking? They think this makes sense for us to do this kind of thing when you ride down the street and someone has a sign saying F so and so, or I mean.
These are baseball games.
Fantastic job by a really great young man.
So yeah, he helps people bring the. He's helping people come together, all right? Because we all can agree that as when it comes to Joe Biden, it's F Joe Biden. We all can agree with that.
Got a big future in
S.A. human race. We all can agree that F Joe Biden.
That's what everybody's saying now. I don't think you hear that back home. Everybody's screaming right now.
Look at this. People despise Joe Biden so much that they even decide to vote for Trump. That's how serious this started to be, guys. That people despise Joe Biden so much that they even reconsidered into voting for Trump just to get Biden out of office. People that never voted for a Republican before is willing to vote for Republican just to get Biden out of office. I even hear Wakeman Inc. said that he was willing to vote for Trump to get Biden out of office. That's how much people despise Joe Biden. And how much of a favor Trump is, that Trump Trump showed compassion, why Joe Biden don't give a F. That's why the chant begins with F Joe Biden. Look at this. This is another clip of. And then I'm gonna show you why people feel that way. I'm gonna show you why people feel that way.
planned this all along, and he's a traitor to this country.
See, everybody feel that. Everybody feel that Joe Biden has betrayed this country.
The election, he didn't tell people that he's a Marxist. He's planned this all along, and he's a traitor to this country.
Everybody feel that he's a traitor to this country.
You can hear it. Everybody's here. This is awesome. I'm here because I definitely am against this vaccine mandate. It's our freedom to choose if we want to get injected by this stuff or not. The FDA approval, it's too fast. It's just not. It's not ethical to make everybody get this vaccine or lose their jobs. What's this going to do to America?
Wow. This is today, ladies and
He's
gentlemen.
losing it, and we love nothing more than hearing intersectional
This
race
is what,
baiting
by the way,
political grants.
This is what, by the way, Joe Biden is losing it, guys. Joe Biden is losing it because of everybody is pretty much letting him know how they really feel about Joe Biden, and he can't take it.
Standing from sports broadcasters, and Stephen A. Smith delivers the goods here. Apparently, all the accolades that Caitlin Clark is receiving is because she's white, and the jealous players who are attacking her are really the real victims here.
She is a white young lady, and she's been a magnet in a way that has benefited the league in ways that others have not. No matter how far we believe that we have advanced as a society, there's still such a long way to go, because in the end, if you're white, you're bright, you're right, and as a result, the shine comes your way in the eyes of a lot of people in America.
Oh, the idiocy did not end there. Apparently, Make America Great Again is synonymous with Make America White Again.
You have somebody that's a presidential candidate. What is his claim to fame? Make America great again. What have people interpreted that to mean? Make America white again.
He said make America white again. Do you agree that Trump is the plan on making, that's the original reason why people didn't want to vote for Trump. It's because they feel like Trump is racist. But yet, they're completely ignoring all the racist stuff that Joe Biden has done over the years. Which like I said, I don't know. I don't know how that makes any sense.
What happened?
For you guys to vote for Joe Biden, who is a known racist, because you guys didn't want to vote for Trump because he's racist. But
It's been news to the majority of Hispanic voters who now back Trump instead of the Democrats. It must be news also to the growing number of black voters who are abandoning the Democrats to embrace the MAGA message. I'll be speaking to Josh Hammer about that very shortly. Now, we love a good vox pop on this program. Let's see what the young folk at a DC pro-Palestinian rally are thinking. Surely even this lot will not make excuses for rape, torture and slaughter of innocent Israelis on October 7.
Can you guys tell me a little bit about your goal here today?
As queer people, we have a duty to show up here and stand in solidarity with all of the other marginalized communities.
All this kind of started October 7th. So what do you have to say about October 7th and the actions of Hamas? I think definitely the protest started October 7th, but this issue did not start October 7th.
I guess October 7th, they did something. They came out of trying to fight back, because, they've been oppressed for so many years.
Hamas is the reaction. It's not a problem. Hamas is the result of the situation.
Other young people out there, should they come out and protest and show their support for Hamas?
I think they should.
And your sign says, "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free." Yeah. Can you tell me which river and which sea?
Oh yeah, and by the way, speaking of Pakistan versus Israel, did you guys know that Joe Biden, another reason why Joe Biden has been known is now been known as the traitor, not just to the United States but to the world. It's because he went out of his way to talk about some pro he was supposed to be pro-Israel, but yet he's the one that gives Pakistan billions and billions of dollars. How you gonna give Pakistan billions and billions and billions of dollars yet you're supposed to be pro-Israel? He's supposed to be pro-Israel, but yet he giving Pakistanians billions and billions of dollars. But he's supposed to be. The Joe Biden gave Pakistanians billions of dollars. Hold on for a second. What's that? Country of Pakistan.
We should grow the economy from the middle out and the bottom up, not the top down.
Getting rid of Roe v. Wade was an incredible thing. I was able to do it, and I was very honored to do it.
The past 2 years, we've created a record 12.7 million new jobs.
January 6th was the largest crowd I've ever spoken to. They were there with love in their heart. That was an unbelievable, and it was a beautiful day.
The price of insulin went from $400, $500, $600 a month down to $35 a month, and saved the government $160 billion.
It was a rigged election.
The government.
We had a rigged election. I thought it was a rigged election. The election was rigged. That election was rigged.
Oh, God. And then, oh yeah, by the way, there's supposed to be a debate tonight. I think either tonight. I don't know. Trump and Biden debate. I know what the fuck, man. Trump and Biden debate.
Trump and Biden debate.
There we go.
First presidential debate just 2 days away. While the Biden campaign is focused on the issue of abortion access, Trump is calling for the president to be drug tested. ABC News senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott joins me now for more. Rachel, what's behind this new move from Trump now calling for a drug test ahead of the debate?
Yeah, we have really heard the former president dig into his attacks. And listen, he's been everywhere sort of on this scale. He has questioned President Biden's mental fitness, and then he went on to also call him a worthy debater. He has attacked the fact that the president is spending time in Camp David, huddled with his senior advisors, preparing for that debate. And now we are hearing this latest claim from the former president, insisting that President Biden should take a drug test before he even gets on the stage. And of course, just over the weekend, we heard the former president suggest that President Biden is taking supplements to somehow get jacked up, in his words, ahead of public appearances. To be clear here, there's no evidence of that. These are baseless and unfounded claims, and that is how the Biden campaign is responding, saying that the former president is resorting to these unfounded claims that are purely lies. But this is a page out of Donald Trump's playbook.
Biden never lies
We saw him do
before.
this last time around back in 2020, and he even did it in
Biden never
2016
lied
with
before.
Hillary Clinton.
Get out of here with that.
So, Rachel, what can we expect when these two candidates take the stage?
Yeah, well, if this is a sign of how things are going to be, then you can expect that the attacks just might turn nasty. And look, we all remember that debate between President Biden and former President Donald Trump, the one that turned into a shouting match. Obviously, this time around, there are things that are in place that could prevent that. For example, the mics are only going to be turned on when it's the candidate's turn to speak, but that's not going to stop them from going at each other. And so you have the former president already sort of ramping up his attacks on President Biden, but then also trying to downplay some of the expectations here by calling him a worthy debater. But so much has changed, Diane, since these last two saw each other face to face. Namely, you had January 6th that happened, and you've also had the former president convicted on those 34 counts of falsifying business records. And of course, that's one of many investigations into him.
And Rachel, in two court rulings last night, federal judges in Kansas and Missouri blocked aspects of President Biden's student loan repayment program. 8 million Americans are enrolled in that program, and this has long been one of Biden's campaign promises. So how significant could these rulings be to his campaign?
Yeah, I remember when the president was making this promise to really forgive a lot of student loan debt for so many Americans out there. And the Biden administration seemed very clear and confident that this was going to stand up in court. And what we have seen over the past year are challenge after challenge on President Biden's student loan forgiveness program. We've seen the Biden administration try to pursue other legal avenues to try to make sure that this relief gets to people out in the country. But this is going to frustrate part of their base that they're really looking to energize in November, and that is young voters and people who really saw this as a campaign promise from President Biden. So there is no doubting this is definitely a blow, not only in the court.
This is the Joe Biden Trump debate from 4 years ago.
You're in voting now. Vote and let your senators know how strongly
last
you
year.
feel.
I mean, 4 years ago.
Now, make sure you, in fact, let people know
He doesn't want
your
to answer the
senator.
question.
I'm not going to answer the question
Why
because,
wouldn't you answer that
because
question?
the
You wanna
question
put a lot
is
of
the
new
question
Supreme Court
is
justice,
the
radical
question-
left.
Will you
Who
shut
is
up,
on,
man?
Listen, who is on your list, Joe?
This
Who's
is
on your
so
list?
right.
Gentlemen,
This is-
I think
this
we've
is
ended
so
this.
He's going to pack the court.
We have
I'm not going to give a list.
We have ended this segment. We're going to move on to the second segment.
That was really a productive segment, wasn't it?
This was 4 years ago, guys.
Keep yapping, man.
The people understand, Joe.
They sure do.
47 years, you've done nothing. They understand.
All right. The second.
The whole time, God was like, quiet, please. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. Quiet, please. That was 4 years ago. So imagine.
Good evening from Donald J. Trump. The first question is for you.
This is
The
3 years
country
ago.
is heading into a dangerous new phase. More than 40,000 Americans are in the hospital tonight with
Biden
COVID,
versus Trump, final
including
debate.
record numbers here in Tennessee.
3 years ago.
And since the two of you last shared a stage, 16,000 Americans have died from COVID. So please be specific. How would you lead the country during this next stage of the coronavirus crisis? 2 minutes, uninterrupted.
So, as you know, 2.2 million people modeled out were expected to die. We closed up the greatest economy in the world in order to fight this horrible disease that came from China. It's a worldwide pandemic. It's all over the world. You see the spikes in Europe.
Hear what Trump says? He said that he still goes on the fact that, mind you, this is 3 years ago. He says that the virus came from China. Mind you, today, now that said that Dr. Fauci is responsible. But this was 3 years ago, guys. Said by Donald Trump.
Crisis. 2 minutes, uninterrupted.
So, as you know, 2.2 million people modeled out were expected to die. We closed up the greatest economy in the world in order to fight this horrible disease that came from China. It's a worldwide pandemic. It's all over the world. You see the spikes in Europe.
He said that came from China.
Places right now. If you notice, the mortality rate is down 85%. The excess mortality rate is way down and much lower than almost any other country. And we're fighting it, and we're fighting it hard. There is a spike. There was a spike in Florida, and it's now gone. There was a very big spike in Texas. It's now gone. There was a very big spike in Arizona.
This is when Trump was president, by the way, guys.
And there are some spikes and surges in other places. They will soon be gone. We have a vaccine that's coming. It's ready. It's going to be announced within weeks, and it's going to be delivered. We have Operation Warp Speed, which is the military is.
And also, by the way, we end up finding out that the virus does not even protect you from. The vaccine doesn't even protect you from the COVID. Oh my God, man.
Going to distribute the vaccine. I can tell you from personal experience that I was in the hospital, I had it, and I got better, and I will tell you that I had something that they...
This is exactly why I didn't want to vote for Trump or Biden, because this is what Trump was bringing up when he was president of the United States. Number one, he bring up that he thinks that the virus could get, you could kill the virus with the bleach. And number two, he keep bringing up that it came from China. The virus came from China. Knowing full well that where it came from, which is the lab by Dr. Fauci. Dr. Fauci, COVID.
Dr. Fauci, COVID. At Purdue Global, access.
Check this.
Pandemic with Dr. Anthony Fauci back on Capitol Hill. Elizabeth Schulze has those details for us. Good morning to you, Elizabeth.
Good morning to you, Robin. And this is the first time that Dr. Fauci publicly testified before lawmakers since he stepped away from the federal government back in 2022. It was a contentious, nearly 4-hour hearing with some Republicans grilling Fauci about COVID's origins and Democrats defending his public service.
This morning, Dr. Anthony Fauci back in the spotlight after fiery, emotional testimony on Capitol Hill. Fauci choking up as he described death threats against his family.
It is very troublesome to me. It is much more troublesome because they've involved my wife and my 3 daughters.
At these moments, how do you feel?
Terrible.
Fauci was grilled by House Republicans over policies he endorsed at the helm of the federal response to the COVID pandemic, like social distancing and masks for children. More than 1 million Americans died from COVID.
1 million Americans.
Defending restrictions put in place at the start.
I think things that we did in the beginning were in the context of horrible situation of 4,000 to 5,000 deaths per day. But that doesn't mean that you don't go back and look and say, did everything we do at that point and the duration for which we did it, was that appropriate?
He rejected unfounded allegations from GOP lawmakers.
He got caught in the lie 3 times.
I keep an open mind that it could be either a laboratory leak or it could
stop
be
pointing fingers.
I think the data is leaning towards mostly, which is a natural occurrence from an animal reservoir.
But the hearing descended into chaos when Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene launched a series of verbal attacks. Overnight, Fauci responding to reports a January 6th defendant was sitting behind him before being removed from the hearing.
Now, what's somebody like that doing at a hearing about COVID?
Democrats on the select committee investigating the pandemic point to tens of thousands of documents they've uncovered over the past 15 months. They say none provide evidence that Fauci covered up that so-called lab leak theory. Michael.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you so much.
Hey, Cover Girls.
Oh, really?
Cover Girls need no.
Oh, yeah, well. That's fun. Okay. Fox News. Look.
Before we start, do you have insurance?
Well,
I just slapped you. Are you alright?
It said Dr. Fauci finally admits controversy with
COVID era push to keep schools closed. I kept on saying, close the bars, open the schools as quickly and as safely as you possibly can. But initially, to close it down was correct.
I'm not talking about
Keeping it
initially.
for a year was not a good idea.
So that was a mistake in retrospect. We will not repeat it.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Huh. Our next guest sits on the LA Unified School Board, which was closed for more than a year, despite his calls to reopen earlier.
Nick Melvoin joins us now. Nick, your thoughts about Anthony Fauci suddenly realizing the schools should be open. Does he not realize we watched him do nothing to get those schools open?
He said
well,
nothing.
Unfortunately, it wasn't just Dr. Fauci. In California, local school boards were prevented from reopening without the sign-on off of our teachers union, who refused to for over a year. And so I saw then the harmful effects of closures on kids, but the mental health effects actually predate COVID, which is why yesterday I'm really proud of what we did to ban student cell phones. But yes, kids need to be in school in person with other kids without their cell phones interacting with one another. Anyone who was on the ground in schools could have seen this and did see this and did try to speak out at the time.
Nick, he said in that soundbite, I kept saying to open schools, I kept saying to open schools. We would have been jumping for joy if he had ever said that. Listen to this. This is a flashback of what he said.
That right now we have to start implementing both containment and mitigation. And what was done when you do closing the school is mitigation. If you have a situation in which you don't have a real good control over an outbreak and you allow children to gather together, they likely will get infected. And if they get infected, the likelihood that they will bring the infection home.
So there he is. He says in the beginning, but he continued to say it throughout. And that's why schools like your district decided to close, because they were looking to the teachers unions and the experts in Washington, like Dr. Fauci. Brown University did a study in kids whose schools were closed and met online for 2020 through 2021, that school year. They performed 13% lower on math and 8% lower in reading. And Nick, are you still seeing the impacts of COVID?
We are, both academically, and I think what keeps me up at night as a former teacher and now school board member is the mental health effects that this had on kids. And partially it's because they were home, they were isolated, they were on their screens, which is why it's so important to get kids in school physically and off their cell phones, which is what the LA Unified School Board voted to do yesterday. But yes, we are still seeing the deleterious effects on kids' mental and physical health from these closures, which is why I hope more school districts will take the lead from LA and ban student use of cell phones during the school day, which I'm excited that the board passed yesterday, and really leading the country on this idea to get kids back to being kids again.
Right. Fauci could have used his star power, and he had plenty of it, and power with the administration to lean on your unions in order to get those schools back open. Then we found out 6 feet apart didn't matter at all. No one understands
6 feet apart
where
didn't
that
matter
came from. But your ban on student cell phones is huge. When can we see this actually done in the classroom?
This will go into effect next school year. We're working with our schools right now to implement it with cell phone lockers, with pouches, and really the idea to get the kids off the screen, get kids off of their social media apps. You know,
I don't know
the
why
US
they
Surgeon
got
General
kids
just said
and
this
I'm
week
on that
that
got
there should
cell
be a
phones and
warning
available in the
on social
first place.
media apps for teens. But yes,
It's
I mean,
like
I
a
think
cheat
too
code
often the society,
to
and what we were
like
talking about earlier with the
to
school
the
closures,
answers
we
to
think about
to
the
the
effects of adults, like with schools and with COVID, and not the effects of
to
kids.
the
And
lesson
people are
plans.
saying in that case, you know, you got to protect
I got
adults
those
who are
ask
working in
Google
school
for the
boards?
answers.
What about the children?
They put
What
it
about
down on
their
the
effects?
paper.
What about
I
their
thought,
being
I thought
home
y'all.
for a year? What about their effects on
That's how
social media
I
with their
never
cell
get
phones?
kids
And
to
so
have cell
yesterday,
phones in
we took a
schools,
step,
knowing
so
that
starting in the next
they could
school
just
year,
ask Google Siri
students
for
will
the
have
answers
phone-free days, and
to
I
the
think their academics will
to
improve, their
whatever
mental health will improve, their
problems
physical health will improve.
they're
And
working
again,
on at
and
school.
just let kids be kids.
Right, and let all if one kid gets banned, it's a problem. But if everyone's got to put down their phones, I think they'll say thank you, parents. Thank you,
Well, that's
officials.
And that's the idea. And I told our teachers and principals, let me be the bad cop. Right now, the enforcement has been so discreet, and a lot of teachers are spending more and more time policing this. They're not able to teach. And so I want to remove the onus on teachers and principals, let the school board take the blame for this. And I do think that parents and teachers and principals will thank us.
But then they turn around and contradict themselves and fire themselves and find themselves defunding the police, defunding the schools, defunding the libraries. So therefore, none of these kids have anywhere to go to have fun, to not be on their cell phones. Because like I said, they have defunded the libraries. So they can't even go to the library. Some of them can't even go to the library because some of them is closed. There's not even enough police out there to protect the children from gun violence. You can't even go out there and sit on the bench without worrying about getting shot or stabbed. Or they even show an incident of a teenage girl being assaulted by a grown man on the beach. On a beach, y'all. And it was on broad daylight. Teenager get assaulted at beach. Check this out, guys.
Cops tell me that if I hadn't gotten there when I got there, she probably would have been dead.
And now at 4, a Good Samaritan stepping in and helping stop a man from attacking several women on the beach in Santa Monica. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Juan Fernandez.
And I'm Amy Johnson. This is KCAL News at 4, streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. Now, the accused attacker is behind bars.
And that Good Samaritan ended up becoming a victim herself. She spoke with KCAL News reporter Jasmine Veal.
I heard her screaming.
I know, right? This dude's walking around with guns and can't fight at all.
Jenna Wilker
I know,
was
right?
at her usual spot near Tower 13 on the Santa Monica beach Monday morning when she says she heard the cries for help and saw a man attacking a 17-year-old girl on the sand. That's when she jumped into action.
It was pretty violent. So I ran over and I got the dude to let go of the woman.
Wilker, who is homeless and has been living here on the beach for the last year, says she tackled the man and then she became his target.
I pushed him off of her, clocked me pretty good in my face, and then we ended up getting in another tussle after he went after her a second time.
She says her attacker, who police say is also homeless, tried to bite off her ear. She showed us the wound and scratches on her neck.
He had his arm around her neck. Cops tell me that if I hadn't gotten there when I got there, she probably would have been dead.
Santa Monica police say this is the man they now have in custody,
I know, right?
identified as Jawan
that.
Dwayne Garnett of Los Angeles. Police say he also then dragged this woman into the ocean and held her underwater.
Listen, that's the only
Her
one.
family members
That's the only victim.
described what happened before lifeguards stepped in.
First he was trying to grab me, then I divided, then he grabbed her here and put him all the way in the water.
Prior to these violent assaults that took place right here on this beach, Santa Monica police say they only had one other contact with this suspect earlier this month, where he was booked and released for some sort of minor violation.
Oh, I love you.
Wilker says she was glad she was there for that teen girl who was taken to the hospital for injuries, but is expected to be
So
okay.
that took place like damn near 24 hours ago.
She's young,
That's not me. Look.
and I know what it's like to be a young girl in a scary world. You know?
Wilker says more people should have stepped up.
There were people on the beach. There were men on the beach. I was the only singular person to run over and help this young lady.
She says she does plan to meet up with the young
so
girl
the only
whom
person
she
that helped,
save.
no guys
I'm just
helping.
glad that I was there for that girl.
In Santa Monica, Jasmine Veal, KCAL News.
Wow.
Damn. And she said that there was dudes there, and that didn't even help. It took her for her to get there.
Yeah, I mean,
They said that there was dudes there, but none of them. It took her for her to go down there and sacrifice herself to help the lady from this grown man. Those men in Cali weak as F. I know, right? I mean, like, who just sits there and let somebody get assaulted, especially a 17-year-old girl get assaulted like that in broad daylight on the beach, and you're not going to intervene and try to help? And this is she's struggling dead man on the beach. Exactly. And this is exactly why women feel the way about men, because all you gotta do is look at the footage and be like, dang, yo, man's a piece of shit. I'm like, even though it's obvious that not all guys are like that, but it's like the more you see those type of guys on your TV or on your social media, the more you start to believe that it's all men. I even hear women that said that the reason why she don't even date guys anymore is because she feel like all guys are trash. For that reason, we feel like guys are not protecting women. They're abusing women. They'd rather beat them than protect them. And I'm like, it's kind of hard to like say that, like this scene, that black man going crazy, that ain't what no parts of them. I don't know about that though, but at least try to help. I figure, like, put yourself in your shoes. If you was in the predicament, you want somebody to help you if you need the help. But not everybody believes in what goes around comes around. Just what this guy looks like. He was this guy's a homeless registered sex offender. This guy is a known sex offender. But yet, because we are living in the world and society of Joe Biden, is the reason why he is able to run back on the streets. Because apparently he been arrested multiple times. Just like other criminals that find themselves being arrested multiple times, but end up back on the street. Right? He didn't have nothing to lose. This is exactly why I said that it's no longer safe to be outside. It's because, like I said, you could be chilling on the beach and out of nowhere you are being assaulted. And he also done it to other women as well. And this is not the first incident where a man got caught assaulting a woman. Look at this. Look at this. Damn. Y'all saw that? You see that again. Look at the guy. He tried to take a woman's purse and then punch her in the face. And the other woman tried to stop. He said nobody has stopped him. Not one guy tried to stop this guy after he assaulted a woman. Look. Crazy. And then, don't forget, in New York City, multiple New York City women speaks out on TikTok saying they were punched on the streets.
And a man came up and punched me in the face. I was literally just walking, and a man came up and punched me in the face.
Stories from New York City women going viral on TikTok.
I literally just got punched by some man on the sidewalk.
Their videos detailing how they're allegedly getting punched in the face completely unprovoked. Several women have posted these videos describing similar allegations in just the last week. Hallie Kate posted about an assault on Monday. She says she had to be treated at a local medical facility for injuries to the left side of her face.
Oh my God, it hurts so bad. I can't even talk.
Olivia Brand posting updates on her own experience earlier this month after commenters on TikTok started connecting the two cases.
I did just get a call from the New York Police Department detective.
The NYPD says it's investigating the incidents, but says it's unclear right now whether they're connected. Police announced one assault arrest related to Hallie's case, 40-year-old Skyboki Stora, taken into custody. Other users posting videos expressing shock, fear, and even sharing tips for staying safe, like not being distracted on your phone while you're out and about. It's not the first time this type of incident has been reported.
Another reason why you should stay off your phone or your device is because of we are living in the lawlessness of Joe Biden. And because we are living in the lawlessness of Joe Biden, we are forced to pay attention to our surroundings at all times. That means that we can't get distracted. Because what will happen when we get distracted?
In the city.
When videos like that first started popping up, everyone was sending them to me and like commenting and like adding me and saying like, look, this girl went through something similar.
Elio Wagner says she was punched in the face by someone she didn't know last September.
So we were kind of like walking toward each other, and he didn't seem crazy or scary or anything. And then before I knew it, he kind of went at me diagonally and punched me in the face and ran that way.
NYPD data from last month shows many crimes are down in the city compared with last year, including shootings, burglaries, and murders. But felony assaults are up. Broken down by week, misdemeanor assaults are up 10% compared to the same period last year. However, this data is not broken down by gender. And some women like Elio, who carries a self-defense kit, saying in light of recent attacks, they don't feel safer.
I love New York, but as a woman, it is very scary. So I kind of feel safer, like carrying something with me to defend myself. That way, in case it happens again, I'm not completely defenseless.
Stephen Romo joins us tonight live from New York City. Stephen, I'm learning something now about that self-defense kit as well. What else are we hearing about this one suspect that is in custody tonight?
Yeah, we've learned quite a bit about him, Tom. Skyboki Stora, he actually is a bit of a fringe political figure, ran for mayor of New York City back in 2021, and he has now been charged with this assault for one of these cases. It's important to point out, police have not identified him as a suspect in any of the other cases. We did try to reach him and a lawyer for him today to get more information from them directly, and we were not able to hear from them tonight. But certainly these other cases as well. More to follow on that, Tom.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on.
See, this is. How we went from oh my God. This is this is exactly why women feel the way they feel about men, and because of the stuff you hear on the news and the media. So you're like, damn, bro. Whatever happened to not putting your hands on a female? Whatever happened to that? Now it's like everybody. It's like most of this men is doing the complete opposite. It's like instead of protecting women and not putting their hands on them, they're putting their hands on them and causing them harm. Look at this.
One law firm, Klein Inspector.
Look at this.
Pichardo can hardly speak. Her jaw is wired shut. This
Her
is
jaw
the
got
result
wired
of a
shut
single
because she got
punch.
punched by a
Take
guy.
a look. Surveillance video shows the attacker ignores another man walking by, but zeroes in on Pichardo. He punches
Damn.
her in the face. The blow makes Pichardo
And it's out of
unstable
nowhere.
on her feet. You can see her stumbling backwards. She
Like,
says
what are we
it was
doing, yo?
unprovoked.
What are we
Her
doing?
attacker never said a word.
He just punched me. The right side here. Very strong.
Damn.
It happened Tuesday evening here at Grand Avenue and Dean Street in Crown Heights. Pichardo was walking home after her shift as a bus aide. She tells us after being hit, she asked her attacker,
I'm surprised. I say, what's going on? Why you hit me? What I do it? Another
Oh,
anything.
God.
No reason to hit me.
Pichardo's brother, who owns a restaurant across the street, was able to chase Franz Judy down until police arrived.
Oh my God! Why
What
gotta be
he's
another
accused
black
of
man?
doing changed this
Come on, dude.
57-year-old's life forever. 3 of her teeth were knocked out. She has nerve damage, loss of
Fair enough.
feeling
People
in her
feel
lips.
how they feel about
And now
black
she
men.
has to drink her food
And
from a straw.
come on,
But
man.
beyond
That's
her
not helping at
injuries,
all. That's not helping
Pichardo
at all.
says what affects her the most is her fear. She hopes the city will do more to make sure people are safe just walking down a street.
I don't want this happening again. I want New York do something about this. They have to stop this. It's not fair. That happened 5 p.m. So in the light of day that happened, you gotta be kidding me. Now I'm scared, let me tell you. I told my son everywhere I go, I want you to come with me because I never thought that's what happened.
Women, any message to the attacker?
I just say, no reason to do this, please. Please, stop do this.
And this is why everybody don't feel safe to leave the house. It's because they feel like if they go outside, they're going to get. This is going to happen when you leave the house. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get assaulted. This is why I said to pay attention to your surroundings, because this is what happens when you don't pay attention to your surroundings. You find yourself getting assaulted at random. Even at the beach, you see a woman can't even chill at the beach at peace without what about getting assaulted at random. You can't even chill at the bench without getting what about drive-by shooting. All because of your leadership, Joe Biden, and him condoning lawlessness. That's why everybody is so now animated. It's now so animated to vote for Trump over Biden. It's because of how bad the United States has gotten due to crimes, thanks to the corruption of Joe Biden. Because none of this would not be happening at all if it wasn't for his leadership or lack thereof leadership. But alright guys, but I'm about to end this live stream so I can go take this Walmart run because it is now 6 o'clock p.m. and guys, leave you guys. So thank you guys for joining me on this live stream. You are the real MVP. Thank y'all for hit the like button on the live stream. I really appreciate that. If you haven't already, please hit the like button for your boy. I really appreciate that. And also, therefore, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let everybody know your thoughts and your opinions about what's going on in today's society, about what's going on with the debate between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And thank God for, don't forget to subscribe for more future live stream videos like this, and also share this video with your friends and family so they too know that the People Champ 1983 goes live on a daily basis between 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 1 o'clock West Coast, 4 o'clock p.m. East Coast, 1 o'clock West Coast. And don't forget to hit the notification bell and hit it on all so we'll miss any of my up-and-coming live streams and videos like this. It's the People Champ 1983, and I am signing out. And before I go, I'm going to hit you with this blinker. Cheers, gang. Blinker. Have a nice day. Three times the charm. Have a good day.